Okay, you guys, my audience out there, particularly from out of state. So those of you that are ordering these online, again, you can watch my reviews on the GK110 GOKART. It's a little mini kids two-seater by Tao Motors. This is what you can expect right here. Remove all the seats, the parts, the little accessories, the hardware, and then we should go from there. All right, so we begin our process of removing the cage. Got to loosen these here. These are what, about, you said a 12 or 14 on the outside?
14 on the outside, a 13 on the inside.
All right, so Adam's removing the top of the cage. As you can see how that is done. So it goes real fast when you have the proper tools, you guys. And we're going to start the process of unpacking all the packaging, hardware, accessories, seats. Okay, we got 90% of everything that was packed in there out. And you can see the remote alarm over here. And we'll continue on the process. Okay, you've seen Adam remove this box from the crate right here. This is where your manual's located. Information on Tao Motors. This is for the steering wheel. Got a lot of your hardware over here. Little fun toolkit for the kiddies to mess around with. So this is part of the paperwork that comes with it as well. Getting a lot of hardware. More hardware over here. Nice little tire pressure gauge that's packed in here. This goes on top of the gas cap. And it looks like this one here, they provided a battery tender, trickle charger. All right, a quick glimpse again. This is where we're at. This is where your control arms are right here. You can see the discs, front disc brakes on this, hydraulic. And strut. Castle nuts over there on this side. Same thing here, wrapped up in bubble wrap. So again, you'll remove this and this will be part of the setup process. Find some jacks, some floor jacks where you guys can set this up on. You could easily work on it. And he's cutting these wires over here that were securing the cart onto the main frame, as well as he did loosen those on both axles and both sides. Okay, you guys, so we have our floor jacks under it. This is the way we do it. As you guys can see, it's gonna make it really easy. So we have it lifted off and we'll be able to put on the wheels, connect the control arms, and just move ahead from there. And as you can see, the shocks weren't mounted. So you have to mount the shocks over here, which Adam opened up the hardware on that. The carburetor, again, is not mounted. So you gotta mount the carburetor on the GK110 Pony. So we got both shocks here mounted. And now Adam's going to mount the carburetor intake manifold on to the head over here. And then we're going to start with the control arms here in the front. So once you have it raised, then it allows you very easily and comfortably to start setting it up, go through all your hardware. All right, looks like they put the battery right in the battery holder here. Again, it still has to be connected. So keep that in mind. They used to just have it in a box and you have to prep the battery. This one looks like it's all said and done. It's one of those sealed AGM style batteries, you guys. All right, you guys, so giving you an update on the parts that comes apart. This is the rear rack, gas tank over here. This is the side vertical pieces for the cage. And these are the side right over here. These long pieces here, they're all padded, you guys. And they do include a canopy top over here, so it's pretty cool. And of course, that's your steering wheel. And the steering wheel cap, that's where it's gonna go. And of course, they include 4 dust caps. That's gonna be part of the finishing touches. All right, so he seated the tires, you guys. It's 24 PSI. You guys can read that information here on the sidewall. And then for operating, it's about 10.8 PSI on these. So again, 24 to bead them. Some of them are not beaded. So you have to bead these and then bring it back down to its operating PSI, which is about 10. Okay, so we mounted the carburetor. You guys can see that. So it's just part of the steps. Give you guys another glimpse here of where we are at here. We recommend using some red grease here on the splines before you mount those rear wheels on there. It helps with wear and longevity. So Adam, you just mount it up the rear wheels. You can see they are directional, you guys, so always keep that in mind when mounting your tires on the GK110 Pony. All right, we just used the impact. It takes a 30 on that castle nut here. So, I mean, you could use manual, or you can just do it with an impact. Everything, if you guys invest in one of those little impacts, best investment, because you can use it around the house as well. That's part of the process right here. That's a large castle nut. Again, it's a 30. And this is what we use over here. Then it takes a cotter pin, as you can see. Make sure you put that cotter pin in there. Bend it out properly. All right, so we started the process here with the control arms. See what Adam's doing.
So 10 and 13, I just using wrenches.
All right. And it's going to be mounted right over there, you guys. So that's what that's for. All right, you guys out there. So watch this. He's going to mount now the control arm to the lower end of the shock. Again, you grab these bolts out of your hardware. There you go. There you have it, you guys. And then this right here will be mounted onto your tie rod right here. Just as like this. So then you have this right here. That top portion will go right up there. So you can see everything's connected. It just needs to be tightened down. But this is what it's going to look like once you connect all the nuts and bolts, all the mounts on your control arm, your shock, your strut. This right here is your shifter, you guys. So for your forward, neutral, and reverse. Forward, neutral, and reverse. This is your shifter. It needs to be mounted up. We'll show you guys that here in a minute. So if you guys are looking for the keys, this is where they mount the keys. They keep the keys in the key switch here, and then you're gonna have to mount the console here as well. So it is a process, you guys, as you can see, with no instructions. So keep that in mind when you're ordering these online. You are responsible. So you probably noticed that when you do purchase online, they arrive in a box, in a crate. It is just a little cheaper. So I always highly recommend my audience out there, out of the area, you order this online, then expect it to be just a little less, but then you have more accountability and responsibility on to set it up. Hire somebody that does this stuff or something similar. Professional mechanic is the best way to go. Okay, guys, so the mounting bolts for the shifter, they're already positioned on these two holes right here. So all you got to do is remove them, and then you can begin to mount it. So that's where that hardware would be. Okay, so you can see how Adam's mounting that. This will go on the outside, as shown. Then you slide the bolts right through both holes there, and you throw that nut on there. Secure it up and test it. And that's all she wrote. Okay, a little note, you guys. So the rear wheel is mounted with that large castle nut, a 30 millimeter, as shown. And then the fronts are going to be mounted with 3 lug nuts. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so Adam just mounted the steering wheel, you guys. These 1, 2, 3 nuts and bolts, they came out of your hardware bag. So search for this style, and that's going to be mounting your steering wheel. Make sure you keep this aligned as well. Just the way it is right now is the way it should be mounted, and as shown.
Also, this needs to be mounted as well. It's just the same thing in your little hardware kit.
Okay, so these spacers over here, this is what's used for it, right?
Right.
And then so the spacers are in your hardware kit, as well as the nuts and the bolts, you guys. Adam's getting ready to mount the seat. Now, you guys keep in mind, they do come with these rails over here. So what are we doing here, Adam?
So basically what we're doing, we're just lubing the rails to make sure that they glide up and down smooth. So basically we use chain wax. You can use any chain wax you want.
Okay.
You just spray it into the grooves on both sides, and then move that, and then there's a lever on these, and you just spray it in the little channel and do the same thing.
All right, well, this is a bench seat, so it does adjust. So Adam, you have to pull that lever there to slide it back and forth, you guys. So keep that in mind. Very, very important to do. This is part of the process, you guys.
Hey guys, I'm in the middle of moving the little thing here with the 13 millimeter. It helps the seat glide even more so it doesn't get snagged.
All right, keep in mind, you guys, so you do have to adjust these. You see the way it's mounted here for the factory, but you got to mount it there towards the side, just what Adam did. This allows the seat to laterally slide very easily. All right, so Adam just positioned the seat into the mounting holes as shown. And again, the nuts do come in your hardware, you guys. So keep that in mind. Once you have that positioned properly and it's tightened down, you're good to go.
Hardware that you guys received, it's going to be right on the nuts on the seat.
Okay, so they'll be mounted on the bolts on the seat, right?
Right.
All right, the threaded bolts that hang out on the seat, these are already mounted on there.
You just remove them and then do that step.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay guys, so for the hardware for the roll cage, it's in the same area, which is the box, and it's got like half moon pieces on it. Some of them come on these, and also the side pieces, that it matters which way they go.
Okay, excellent. So it doesn't matter which way they go, as you can see how it's set up, you guys. All right, until the next.
So basically the roll cage is almost complete, and then we bolted the seat down, and we also put the battery in.
Okay, let's see where the battery's at. All right, right over here, you guys, as shown. So the battery is mounted and strapped in. Next task, as you can see, is mounting the rear rack, which includes the gas tank. And we'll show you here what's going on. Again, these are in the hardware, correct?
Right.
And you can see how there's little holes here. And you want to mount, and you push it right through the padded roll bar. And then you secure it on. And then you're all set. Okay, so once you mount your cross piece, you guys, here, using the hardware provided, and then don't forget to use your support arm right here. These you saw backing up on our video. These were just dangling on the frame. So don't forget to put these on. Again, the hardware is included in your hardware kit. All right, make sure you guys tighten up all the mounting bolts on your roll cage. The cross pieces, vertical pieces, and your horizontal piece as well. Okay, as you guys can see, we're heading to our tail end finishing touches of the PDI assembly of the GK110 pony. And then we'll start with the detailing. Detailing meaning just going through the fine points of the cart, making sure all the zip ties are properly placed, as well as peeling off all the protective covering, plastics, coating on the reflectors, lights, etc. All right. Throw out this tip.
So guys, before you put the front wheels on, you want to make sure you put the front hubcap on, because if not, it's going to be harder to put it on.
All right, as you can see, those 4 dust caps I shown earlier, that's included in your box of hardware. Make sure you put those on before you put on the wheel. So we're doing some of our finishing touches over here. Adam just added some gas. We always recommend using some 91, the higher octane on it. There is a fuel valve shut off right here where my hand's located. Make sure you turn that on as well. You have your manual choke over here on the carburetor. You want to turn that up there for a cold start. As shown, it's up is on. Then once it warms up is on, and then you bring it down to shut it off. And as you can see, the battery's been installed. Neutral light lights up. And we kept it on the floor jacks to test run it. You may want to do that as well. Again, you may have your own way of doing it. Okay, so we're doing some of the finishing touches. We kept it on the floor jack to test run it at idle speed right now. Again, Adam's checking the reverse, neutral, and forward on it. Make sure that shifter is working properly. All right, my audience out there, make sure you adjust your chain as necessary. And Adam, what'd you do here to adjust the chain?
So basically you loosen this nut here, you loosen the 2 10s that are on each side, the other one's on the other side of this electrical box right here.
Okay.
And then tighten this one so it pushes the chain down. As you can see, it's loose right
So you do
now.
have a nut under here, you guys, where my finger's at, so make sure you pay attention to this nut that's right under this here.
to 19 on top, 17 on bottom.
All right, that allows you to adjust the chain. All right, you guys, so we are finished. This is the finished product of the Tal Motors GK110 from the start to finish. You guys saw it from the crate, opened up the cage, and this is the finished product of it. What do you think so far, Adam?
So far, it's pretty good.
How was the fit and finish?
Fit finish is pretty decent.
Quality control is stepped up a little bit from Tal Motors.
Right.
All right, has some cool features still. You guys has that remote in it on it as well. You can start it up there. Has the manual choke on the carburetor as shown. What else you got there?
So basically, we got shut off, start. It has to have the key on.
Super cool.
And then
Alarm system. And there you have it, you guys. So you saw it from the crate to the finished product right here. If you guys have any questions, comments, just email or comment on the channel. You guys can watch all the other videos I've produced on the GK110. We've done numerous videos on the GK110 from Tal Motors. So hope you guys find this well. Like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys soon.